Hello guys, today I have another tutorial for you today. Yes, I know, more tutorials, woohoo! So, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make these bracelets. It's called the Frilly, a Frilly Braid bracelet. It's the 5-row frilly braid. Now, TurtorialsByA made a 3-row frilly braid. And she said you could do a 5-row and stuff, but nobody else made a 5-row or anything bigger. So right here I have I believe a 5-row. Yes, I think I was trying to make 5-row frilly braids. This is my best one. Some of them didn't turn out like others, only because I kind of forgot the pattern for a while, but I figured it kind of out again. So, and they're not the best colors, and the beans are about to snap, but there's this one. You can't see the purple colors too much, only because the kind of colors that I was using, the purple just kind of doesn't work. Have this one. This one's really pretty. And this one, which I believe is actually a 4. So, but I'm going to be teaching you how to make a 5, which are these ones. So, I am kind of I am repeating her at the same time as not repeating her. So, I give full credit to TurtorialsByA for creating this design. I'm just making it a little bit bigger. So I did not at all invent that kind of design. I just made it a little bit bigger and improved it a little bit. Not improved. I didn't really change anything. I just made it bigger. But let's get started anyway. These are the colors I'll be using for today. I'll use a regular opaque pink for today and some just regular black. And this only requires 1 loom. You can also do more. Whoa, rubber band on the loose. More rows instead of like a 5-row. You could do a 6-row. I wouldn't recommend, me and TurtorialsByA do not recommend doing anything bigger than a 5-row frilly braid. And you'll see why. It's just because there's so many bands on the pins that they could start popping off and you might lose your design. So let's get started. So you just need 1 loom for this project. Yes, this isn't my real rainbow loom. It's only because I have another project on there right now that I haven't been working on. So, oh well though. And you'll need a hook and some good eyes, because you kind of have to look for some bands sometimes. Sorry if you see like the camera like zooming in and zooming out, like just trying to focus. So the first kind of row will look like this white one kind of here. My first row will be pink, and it's single bands. And sorry, my nails look disgusting. I had nail glue on them. But starting with your ears pointing away from you, you'll put your first band here to there. And you, oh, I'm sorry, no, you go here. Single bands for your first color. You can do switch off colors. It's just a little harder to keep the pattern up, which I did on that one. I'm just going to do rows. So you're going to do pretty much a single chain of your first color that you want. Go all the way down your entire loom doing the single chain this way, not the just straight across way. Okay, well, this is my loom. And this is what your loom should look like the entire way down. Okay, now since we only have 1 row, make sure you push all your bands down. We got to create another row. And my next row is black. So just you're going to do pretty much the same thing you just did with the pink. So air pointing away from you. Make sure all your bands are pushed down, and you're just going to create the exact same pattern of a single chain, and you're just going to go right above it, above your last row that you just did, doing that whole pattern. Okay, so you're going to go and do this all the way down to your entire loom and put your last one like that. Now you have these 2 rows like this. Should be able to align them pretty good. And remember, it's single bands. So now turn your loom away where your arrows are pointing away from you. Kind of push down these end 2 pegs. Now pick any color you want your capping band to be. I'm gonna just choose pink. You'll sorry, I did that out of the camera. Take a single rubber band. You're gonna wrap it around your hook 3 times. There should be 3 loops. Then grab those 3 loops and set them on that end peg right there, and we'll start the looping process. So kind of like, we're just gonna go, you're gonna push that capping band back and that black band, grab that bottom pink band, and you're gonna loop it to where it came from. And you're just going to keep pushing back those black bands and just looping the bottom pink ones like you would in a regular single chain. The only problem with this one is that, sorry, I don't know why I said sorry. You got to push back the black band, and sometimes the pink band kind of gets in the way also, so make sure that you push back any bands that is in your way. And you're going to loop all the way down to your end of your loom, which is way up here. So I'll be back once I do that. Okay, this is what your loom should look like from the starting point. Now your black bands might look a little funny, but don't worry. They're pretty much normal right now, as you could probably imagine. And do the same thing to the end peg. Sorry, it's not really focusing. There we go. So now turn your loom around again, and if you have an extra little crochet hook that fits in between your pegs, you can just kind of push it in the middle and it'll push all your bands down. Now all my bands are pushed down on my whole entire loom. Now we're going to put a second row down. So I last did black, so time to do pink. Again, single bands, arrows pointing away from you. You should always have pretty much 2 rows that are not looped. So this would be our third row. So make sure you count and also remember the colors. And you'll just repeat that same exact pattern that we just did as the single chain pattern all the way down your loom. So I'll be right back once I get down there. Okay, I'm placing my last band, and also sorry if I keep speeding up, it's just because this is a super easy design. But your whole loom should look like this. So this is our 3rd row, and our second time putting on pink. Okay, so now we kind of have this little problem. I don't remember how TurtorialsByA did it, but I guess I did kind of modify it a little bit on this one little part. But kind of what we're going to want to do is take this capping band. Oof, I can. I usually double it. You're going to pull it over to here real fast. Then you'll kind of like push these bands down in the cap band. Push down that last band that you just put on. And you're going to kind of use your hook to lift it over on top. See how now that band that we just placed down from that row is now under the capping band? That's kind of what you just do, and it works out great. So just go under the capping band and that band, and you're going to grab your next color, which mine is black, and you're going to loop it all over again the exact same way you would in the single chain. Just watch out for those other pink bands, and now there's more bands in the way, so you're going to want to be more careful and make sure that no bands are in the way when you're trying to grab the black bands. Do this to your entire loom until the end, and you will place bands one more time. Okay, well now I finished my entire loom, and well, pretty much it looks the same, just with another looped color, and then the pink is now under it. So now we're going to place our 4th row of bands, and now we're oops, sorry. I did pink last time. So we're going to do black this time, if you're following my color combination, and this would be our 4th row. So you're just going to place them again, single rubber bands and a single chain. And I'll be back as soon as I finish this. We're going down all the way my loom. Okay, so I just finished placing all the black bands, and again we have this problem. So just push down that black band, grab this capping band, and place it on top of it. Now on this side, it might look a little weird and funky, but it actually keeps it all connected and worked out. I don't know how TurtorialsByA does it and how she got it to get connected. I keep watching the video over and over again, but this is just my version, I guess. So just go down under the black and the capping band and grab that bottom one, which in my case it's pink. Be careful to get it out because it has got a little bit of tension on it since that cap band is pretty tight. And this always kind of gets me, but you got to find all the pink bands, and there's so many bands on here now that you got to go under all of them kind of in the slots and make sure you only get that one pink band. So just loop an ordinary like how we have been for our, this was our 3rd row we placed, but we already placed our 4th row. So just loop this one all the way down your loom. Okay, so I just finished looping that pink row, and you only have to add one more row left. But you always need to remember to push down your bands to make a little bit of room. But as you can see, there's so many bands on these pegs that it's hard to push them down. So they might not go as far. So be very careful when you push them down and not to force them too much because they can't really go anywhere. So this would be our last row to place. This is our last row to place, and I placed black last time. So I'm going to place pinks. Arrows pointing away from you after you pushed them all down, and do another single chain across like this. Sorry if I go a little faster, I'm talking a little weird. This is because it's a very long process. So I'll be back once I finish the whole single chain pattern down my entire loom. Okay, well I'm done placing, and again we have this problem. So push that black down band first, push the capping band down just for a second, and put that other pink band down a little bit. Oops, sorry. And pull the cap band over, and yes, it might be caught right there, but it's fine. So now go in, grab the black band, make sure you don't force it. If you have to, kind of wiggle it out. And you're just going to loop the, oops. If that happens, just quickly try to recover it and grab it. Since there's so many bands, it's so hard for you to grab it. So just go under all those bands or whatever's in your way just to get to that black band. Make sure you're just moving that pink band out of the way and not looping it like this. So I'll be back once I finish that whole looping process down my loom. Okay, so I'm done, and I pushed down all my bands as hard as I can. I even had to sometimes just kind of push them down myself without a hook, because that helps really, that works really well with me. Also, I am sorry if your bands popped off and your whole bracelet fell apart. I was having a little trouble keeping it on myself. Just make sure you hold your finger there. So if it does start to move a little bit, you can do that. Now this band never really works at the end, so pretty much I just keep looping, and I take that one and I just kind of move it with the cap band. And then I grab a C-clip so I can release a little bit of tension with this, and I just grab a C-clip and I just hook that band that doesn't really want to loop, and I just do that, and I loop the other one, and the other one loops perfectly fine, which is like really weird. So now just kind of try and find that other pink band, and then now they should be pretty visible. Sorry. So you're just gonna loop that all the way up your loom. Okay, at the end of your loom, you'll do the exact same thing you've been doing. So now that you're done, you don't really have to push them down because you're about to take it off. But your cap band should kind of just look like this. Make sure you have the cap band and that other band that kind of doesn't loop if that happens to you. Now this is what your whole loom should look like. This whole bunch of layers looped. If you don't see any bands looped, that means you missed bands and they were not looped. And then on this peg, pretty much peg, you're going to go down to put your hook through all of those bands. And I'm going to grab a black band. And I'm going to pull it like that. And I just like a slip knot because when I do that, it makes a perfect little extension. And I pull that tight. So just one loop through the other. Make a little slip knot there. Then I'm really careful with this because it kind of ruins your design when you rip it off a little bit. It kind of makes it more loose and it's not as pretty. So I like to just take one off at a time with my back of my crochet hook. And I go in through one whole peg or pin, and I just grab all those bands and I lift it off very gently. Now it might look a little funny at the end because of that one little band, but since it's pretty loose, you might just want to grab that band and it will probably undo stuff. I would be scared to not tamper with it, but you could just pretty much wrap that loose band around in the C-clip a little bit and that will fix it up. So now we're done with the loom, and this is pretty much what you get when it comes off. You might have a better quality one. Your edges some bands might be a little bit more loose. But this is how mine turned out. They're all different. So pretty much that's the end of the tutorial. You just take that slip knot and you hook it on the C-clip and wear your new bracelet and show it off. So thank you for watching so much to watch the 5-row frilly braid bracelet. And please like this video and give it a big thumbs up. And share this video and comment and subscribe. Remember, I have a giveaway coming up soon. Woohoo! I've already started purchasing the prizes. I'm so excited. So please subscribe to be a part of that. Also, I do officially give credit to TurtorialsByA also. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, like I said before, all that stuff. So bye guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.